What is going on, Dirty Bird Diner? It's your host, Playboydarion. We are back here with another episode of Dirty Bird Diner. This week, we're going to preview the Atlanta Falcons versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, week 1, 2024. Get back to y'all as soon as we hit this intro, man. What's going on, y'all? Week 1 is finally here, man, of the season. Week 1 is finally here for the season, man. Can we just please take a moment of silence? All right. Week 1 is finally here for the season, man. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of hyped. I'm ready for the game, man. I'm ready for everything that's about to take place. But as we all do, as most Falcons content creators, all of the ESPNs, all of the sports centers, all of the sports channels, you got to preview the week. You got to talk about what we can expect to see and what we expect to happen. So without further ado, that's what I'm going to do today for y'all, man. Dirty Bird Diner. First of all, before we do anything, man, shout out the new merch. Shout out the new gear. You know what I'm saying? I had to order me something to get, to get right old Nike, from the website. This is not the fake. This is not from no offense. This ain't from, the swap meet, the flea market, none of that. This is from Nike. You understand what I'm saying? Fresh, fresh. Your boy had to get right this year, man. Had to give me some stuff, man. I got jerseys, but I ain't really got no lounge wear. I ain't got nothing I could just chill there. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I gotta do it this year. Your boy had to eat. Your boy even went to go cop goat. Good to go cop goat, man. Prime time. You feel me? But anyway, without further ado, man, let's hop into it, man. So we got a pretty decent show for y'all, man. Just want to talk about what can we expect from this Atlanta Falcons game. First of all, this is what the media been talking about. Arthur Smith. This is an Arthur Smith revenge game, and we're gonna see him utilize the 2-back systems and the 2 tight ends, and we're gonna see him try to come back for Atlanta for the job that he should have kept, and all of that bull. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that they keep talking about. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I feel as if he don't have the talent that he had on this Atlanta roster to showcase the same thing that he could have did in Atlanta. He did not use the talent that he was supposed to use here the right way. He left us wanting more. That's all I can really say. He left us wanting more. He left us open to the possibility of seeing more from Bijan, more from Kyle Pitts, more from Drake London, more at the quarterback position, for God's sakes. You understand what I'm saying? So I personally feel as if this is not a revenge game. I feel like this is a redemption, if anything, for him. You know what I'm saying? He should want to go up there and at least show that he have some type of play calling ability that he had in Tennessee before he got here. I don't think Mike Tomlin is going to let him just run wild with the play calling like that. That's just my opinion. I feel like he let off the brakes, or he let his guard down when he got a head coaching job here, and he felt that he was big shit and he could do it his way with nobody checking him. I don't think that's going to be the case in Pittsburgh. So I'm not necessarily worried about the offense that he's going to present. They don't have the strongest offense. Even though they did make it to the playoffs last year, let's not forget that they did play the Buffalo Bills last year, but at the end of the day, like, nobody expected that. Nobody was thinking that they were going to get there. It just so happened based on schedules and the games and stuff like that. But I'm not really worried about Arthur Smith because I feel like the type of offense he had was run-centric. He was a running offensive coordinator. What he had with Derrick Henry and those guys in Tennessee, we could have saw that, and we did see that in Atlanta to an extent, especially with Tyler Algier in his first year before we even got Bijan. But at the same time, I feel as if, like, was it Arthur Smith, or was it just the fact that you had Derrick Henry in your backfield? I mean, because Atlanta, to be honest, has always had a decent run game. I mean, we've had backs over the years: Devonta Freeman, Tevin Coleman, Michael Turner, Warwick Dunn. I mean, it's not like we never had a run game in Atlanta before, so it's not like he came in and made a complete difference or a complete shift. It's just, when you got Derrick Henry in your backfield, a man that's big as the linebackers, that's bigger than your secondary, that's bigger than your safeties, that's big as your DNs. I mean, for God's sakes, what are you supposed to do? You understand what I'm saying? What are you supposed to do? So I'm not worried about Arthur Smith. I'm not worried about this being an Arthur Smith revenge game, but this does lead me into my game plan for Atlanta. What do I think we should do? I think Atlanta should give Arthur Smith a taste of his medicine. I think Atlanta should show him how to use a two-back set. I think Atlanta should show him how to use two running backs that have the ability to put up 1,000 yards a season. Arthur, I'm looking at you. All right. I think Zach Robinson. All right. I think Raheem Morris. I think you guys need to run the ball down their throat for a few reasons. One, we have Kirk Cousins coming off of an injury, man. We don't know what Kirk Cousins is going to be like. All right. We hope that he returns to his form of 38 plus 4,000 passing yards in the season. You know what I'm saying? 30-something attempts a game. We hope that he unleashes and makes Kyle Pitts the dog that we know he can be. We hope that he gives Drake London the opportunities that he should have had. We hope that he makes this offense better as what it is. But at the end of the day, the pass game is predicated on the run game. If we can run the ball, and we can make the safeties bite down, if we can make them focus on trying to stop the run, that opens up the possibility for more passing. Okay. I also feel like you don't invest in a running back like Bijan and have somebody like Tyler Algier just sitting back there, and if you're not going to utilize them. They haven't been talking much about Tyler Algier, my guy, but trust me, this is the game I think that he needs to make a staple for himself coming out of the backfield, because the one thing that Pittsburgh is known for is for physical play. They're known for defense. They're known for having the big line up front. However, I think that we also have a pretty decent O-line, and we should be able to manhandle, or if not manhandle, manage the front line of scrimmage and be able to pound the ball, because we're going to see it with Najee Harris. We're going to see it with Cordell Patterson. Trust, they're going to have it. So it needs to be a swapping of the run. I feel like that will allow us to wear down their D-line. Let's try to get TJ Watt out the way. Let's try to wear down that defensive line. That way we can open up the possibility for play action for Kurt. For maybe the linebackers to let Kyle Pitts slide behind the back and they don't even pay attention to it. As far as Drake London, I feel like we're gonna have the ability to throw the ball up and see what Drake can do now that he has a quarterback that actually can get him the ball in space or get him the ball and put it where it needs to be. My biggest question is the wide receiver 2 position, man. I've had this question for a minute. I've had this question for a while. I want to see what Darnell Mooney is made of. I want to see if he will be able to give us somewhat of that Jordan Addison ability, be able to give us some of what we saw with Justin Jefferson. Will he be able to be that speedy receiver that's able to create separation? He had last year, before we got him, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the most top targeted receivers by Justin Fields, who wasn't the most accurate passer. So now you have Kirk Cousins, who is one of the most accurate passers in the league and one of the most throwing quarterbacks in the league. Okay. And then you put those two combinations together. We haven't had a receiver like this in a while. I don't think we've had a speedy receiver since what is his name? Demir Beard, a bird or something like that. And even then he was like low tier. We got Darnell Mooney as a wide receiver too. We paying you $10 million a year, buddy. You understand what I'm saying? I need to see something. I need to see you create separation so that once we do start running the ball, once we do get show that we can do both. Open up the play action, open up the big plays downfield. I need to see this wide receiver 2 position solidified. That's just me. That's just my opinion, because I feel like we're gonna see Kyle Pitts. We're gonna see Kirk Cousins use Kyle Pitts. Normally, he is a good user of the tight ends. That's normally a quarterback's best friend in most cases. With Kirk, though, he's able to feed it to a number 1 receiver and feed it to a tight end and feed it to a second receiver, because this offense is going to be pass heavy. But I feel like you have to still be able to do both. We still got to be able to run the ball. We still got to be able to manage the clock. We still got to be able to throw the defenses off a little bit, because if all we're going to do is pass, you're going to be off the field real quick. We've seen it before in our offense. We saw it with Matt Ryan. That's what I'm saying. We saw it when we would come out the first 3 plays, bam, missed pass, incomplete pass, whatever, and then now we punting the ball away. I feel like we didn't manage running the ball a lot. We didn't take our time and develop a play or develop the strategy going downfield to get to the end zone. Same thing with Ritter. We would come out, we would run the ball when we weren't supposed to run the ball, instead of when we needed to pass the ball. And it's like, okay, now we off the field and the defense is back on the field. Defense saving our life. Defense is giving us the opportunity to get the ball back again. And then here we are messing up the opportunity. So that is why I feel like the game plan for Atlanta is give Arthur Smith a taste of his own medicine, but also let's go ahead and set the tone that Atlanta still can run the ball. No matter whether this is a passing offense or not, let the offensive line dictate how this game is going to go. Let the offensive line show you that we can still pound the rock. We can still open up the lanes. We can still protect. We still one of the top 5 offensive lines in the league. I feel like personally that is what is going to open up this game for this season for Atlanta. And that leads me to key players and units of this game. I've got 3. Number 1, like I said, I'm gonna just go ahead and go back into it. The O-line. I feel as if, like I said, Atlanta has a pretty good offensive line. Atlanta has a pretty good offensive line. Okay. With that being said, you got Kirk Cousins back there, man. You got a torn Achilles that he's healing from. You've got him coming back on the season. He ain't the most mobile quarterback. He's not a Desmond Ridder. He's not a Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna be able to just move like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like probably not even like Michael Penix. So with that being said, this offensive line has got to handle TJ Watt. It's got to handle those people on the D line. It's got to be able to pick up them blitz that we might see. This O-line has got to show that they can set the tone for us being a dominant team, because everything starts in the trenches. We are concerned about our D-line, but the O-line is going to set the tempo as far as us being able to score, as far as us being able to get down the field and do what we need to do. Allow Bijan to get out in space. Allow Tyler Algier lanes to run down their throat. Allow the play action pass to open up. Allow Kirk Cousins to have time back there to see the field. The O-line is going to be what we need to be dominant at this game for me. The other 2 players, in my opinion, or other 2 units, also the D-line. It's also the defensive period. We did advance to like the top 15 in the defense last year, okay? But at the same time, we've added another safety, which I feel like us having Justin Simmons versus having, what is the guy, Richie Grant back there, he gave up a lot of big plays that could have, you know what I'm saying, also moved us up a little bit in the defensive ranks. We had defensive games where we was like holding the offense to a certain amount of points, and then all of a sudden Richie Grant gives up this big-ass play. And it's like now we got 2 veteran safeties back there. You got AJ Terrell that you just paid this money. And on the other side, we kind of got to figure that CB2 spot out. We got to figure out if they're going to be as good or able to hold down their side of the field as well. My thing has always been the defensive line. We got Matthew Judon now. Okay, we got Grady, we got Anyamata. That's in the middle and that's on the edge. Who's that other guy? You understand what I'm saying? Who's that other guy? Is Arnold Ebiketie finally gonna make his presence known as a top pass rusher in the league? Is Chris Harrison gonna step up and possibly take his position? Is it gonna be rotation just by, you know what I'm saying, by committee? Are we gonna end up putting a linebacker at the edge trying to see if we can get some pressure? Is it gonna be blitzing? What is it gonna be? My thing is, you've got Russell Wilson, a person that we know is high for sacks. Even Justin Fields, high for sacks because they hold the ball too long. They hold the ball too long. It's not always the offensive line. So my thing is defensive line, brand new edge rusher, defensive, you know what I'm saying, nucleus in the middle. Grady Jarrett, Onyemata. What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Let's get back there. Let's put that pressure on Russ. Let's shut the offense down so that we can determine how they're gonna play ball. The offensive line, the defensive line are gonna be my two factors in this game because they're gonna determine how we set the tone for the game. It's gonna set the tone as are we gonna allow Russ to get out here and have time to pass the ball? Are we gonna allow Najee Harris and Cordell Patterson them to run down our throat? Are we gonna allow them to scramble and get out the pocket if they do bring Justin Fields in the game? The D-line and the O-line are going to be able to set the tone as far as how we move the ball, what type of plays we run, and everything, because I need to see those two units show up and show out. The D-line also is going to help the back end. I don't think it really needs no help no more since we got all this talent, but at the end of the day, they're going to allow they're going to allow the back end to be able to do their job. They're going to allow them to be able to read the play, pay attention to the receivers, you know what I'm saying, talk to each other, communicate with each other, because they know that pressure is coming up front. They know that they got their end of the bargain sealed, so now they can handle their job. And that's why I said those two units for me are going to be able to show up and show out. All right. And then my number 3 player or unit for the event, I had to go back and forth with this, man. I had to think about who is going to be the one that we really need to depend on. I personally think that this is going to be a big game for Kyle Pitts. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think I've said it before. Maybe I haven't said it. Maybe you just new here. Maybe you just not watching this. I'm not the biggest Kyle Pitts fan. Okay. I don't mind Kyle Pitts being on the team. Hell, if he show up and show out, great. We got a great tight end. However, when we picked Kyle Pitts, I was not the happiest camper in the world to get Kyle Pitts. Okay. And then ever since we've gotten Kyle Pitts, he hasn't really done anything since we had Matt Ryan. All right. So this is your 4th season. We've already picked up your fifth year option. You've had 2 seasons where you haven't really done anything and one where you were injured most of the year. I need to see Kyle Pitts return to at least half of what he was during that first season. I need you to return back to Kyle Pitts, the receiver. Arthur Smith had you as Kyle Pitts, the blocker. Kyle Pitts, the inline tight end. Kyle Pitts, the just body on the field. No. Let's not forget Kyle Pitts was brought in Atlanta to low-key be a Julio replacement. I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if we can go back in time and think about it, but Kyle Pitts was the replacement on the verge of replacing the absence of having Julio Jones. We were supposed to at one point have Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones, if I'm not mistaken. We're supposed to have this dominant pass force. And then all of a sudden, we trade Calvin Ridley. Julio don't want to be on the team no more. All you got now is Kyle Pitts. Before Drake London, I need to be able to see that pick flourish into what it's supposed to be. I think that this game will be a testament to that. I think we will see Kirk get him the ball. I think we will see Kirk get Drake the ball. I think that we will see Kirk return to form if the O-line allows him the time to pass the ball. And if that injury does not come back and start to bother him, I think we will see a pass-heavy offense. But I feel as if it has got to be through Kyle Pitts. We have got to allow the middle of the field to be a target for Kirk Cousins, for Kyle Pitts, even for Bijan. Because don't forget, we got Bijan. We can send Bijan out there, and he can also play slot, move out to receiver. So now you got him on one side, and you got Kyle Pitts on one side. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if Drake is over there, Bijan right here, Kyle right here? Which one of your linebackers gonna guard? Somebody's gonna get open in space. So I think this is a game that Kyle Pitts needs to return to form, and Kyle Pitts needs to get back to what we know he can be. And that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all feel in the comments, what y'all think. But I think that Kyle Pitts is one of the key players in our units of this game that needs to go off. So I'm gonna hold y'all too much longer. Score prediction. I was shout out to 95 Sports, North Machine, Smitty, Birdo, A1, and those guys. Watched our show last night. Always support, always come through. Any other Falcon creator, I always watch y'all too. I just like to see the community actually show up and show out for the Falcons, because y'all know we don't get much media attention. So I just wanted to be a part of that. I want to be able to do that, especially where I live. I live in Aints country. So just imagine that. I live in the rivals territory. So me being what I am, you feel what I'm saying? It ain't much else support around here for me. It's either LSU or Aints. That's it. So, but my score prediction is 24-17 Atlanta. I feel like this will be a high-scoring offense at some point in the season. I just don't think it'll be this game. I feel like it'll be the first game. It'll be us getting used to a new offensive coordinator, new head coach, new system, new quarterback, everybody letting the rest go. It may be, some mistakes here and there, but I do feel like we at least going to be able to average at least 21, 24 points a game with the quarterback and the offensive weapons we have. If we don't, we got a problem. All right. We had opportunities last season with Desmond Ridder that we were supposed to be able to just score at will, and had the opportunity to score at will. But when you don't have a quarterback that can put the ball where it needs to be, and when you don't have a head coach that has a goddamn brain to be able to draw up a play and take advantage of things that even the crowd and the stands and even the fans can see, that's what happens. But I feel like 24-17 is my score prediction. I feel as if we get to Russ, and if we can crash down on that offensive line of theirs, and our defensive line can step up, and we can keep Russ on his toes, and we can make him hold that ball like he always does, I don't really see them beating us at receiver. Because I don't know who they have other than what is the guy? George Pickens. And he's always crying about something. So if we can get the Russ, and Russ and his new receivers don't really have a connection, and they don't really show up like that, I feel like it's obvious that they're not really going to score much. I'm more so worried about their defense and their secondary. But like I said, I think the offensive line can set the tone and allow us to be able to be not one-dimensional and keep them guessing. That's just my opinion. But we will see. We'll have to see how everything goes. But yeah, 24-17 is my score prediction. I do believe that Atlanta will win this game. I hope that Atlanta wins this game. If you don't win this motherfucking game, boy. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Dirty Bird Diner, man. Please, man, thank y'all for coming through. If you are watching, please comment, put a number 1 in the chat, put ATL in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Support. I'm gonna keep doing this even if one person watch, 2 people watch, 3 people watch. I'm gonna do it because I'm ready for us to win some, man. We got to go to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year. You understand what I'm saying? The Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year. We got to show up and show the fuck out. You feel me? So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, man. The Dirty Bird Thursdays, man. Dirty Bird Diner Thursdays. I'm your host, Playboydarion. Like I said, please comment, subscribe, like this video. Go Atlanta. Rise up. let's get to the Super Bowl, man. I'm ready. Week 1 is here tonight, nigga. Yeah. You feel me? Who y'all got? Matter of fact, who y'all got for that game tonight? Chiefs, Ravens. Who y'all got? I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of hard to bet against Lamar, but I also did bet for the Lions last year to beat them, and they did. I feel like the Ravens got a squad, and the Ravens just need to put it all together. I want Lamar to win something, bro. He got to get through. Pat, though. He got to get through Patty. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. ATL, you feel me?